There we go. Hey everyone, welcome to the community stream number 170. As always, I hope that you can hear me well. Checking if I can see myself properly. Um, Seems like my camera is frozen on my end. Is that how it looks as well for you guys? Let me check. Oh, okay, yeah, there's a small problem with my camera. Let me see that going. Okay, let's see. Uh, let's see if we can get the camera working again. Okay, I think should be working for you guys now. Is it working for everyone? Whoever is in the chat, please let me know if everything is working fine. But at least I can see myself on YouTube right now, which wasn't the case a few minutes back, so I believe it is working. Thank you for joining us for today's stream. We will have quite a few very interesting things to discuss. But as always, I'm just going to wait a few minutes, make sure that some people have the time to join in, and we will be ready to go. In the meantime, yeah, I hope that you guys are doing great. As you can see, I am sporting the brand new Battlefield today. Anytime I can, when we have new battlefields, I try to display them during the fight night. This one is really out there. It's kind of like completely different from everything we've done before. So if you have any form of feedback regarding this battlefield, we'll be super happy to hear what you guys have to say. If you like it, if you don't like it, whatever the reason may be, and we can discuss it. Just waiting one more minute and then we'll start. I'm also checking as intended because as I was saying earlier, there were some issues with the camera. So I hope that it's looking great now, but it should be the case based on what I see at the moment. Okay, so then without further ado, we'll start the fight night. Let me just get things going for the easy mode. Yeah, let's go live. Today we will have Trusischka as the first player. Then we have Perokl. We have this player that I still don't know how to pronounce the nickname in Cyrillic. I have no idea. Sorry. And another one, dudes, you're going too far with the nicknames. I cannot pronounce those things. Then we have MarzooTV, Aniviper.ALT. We have Eiriel, Monte Cristo, Midnight, Bénouzette, Rosa Big. Yeah, we have quite a few players for the easy fight today. So yeah, let's go. Let's roll with that. And after that, we'll have some very good surprise to share with you. It's not necessarily a big secret because it was the name of today's fight night, and I also mentioned it on Discord and in um, different posts that today we're going to be looking at the commanders because, as you know, we are doing a UI rework, user interface rework for the game. A couple of weeks ago, I showed you guys the new game mob game mod hub, which is basically the place where you will be able to see all of the game modes at once, including the temporary events and all of that. Then I showed you the last time the battle reports. It was still not the final versions for those two things, but we were able to see the battle reports and how they are going to look like. And today we're going to see the commander screen. But not only the commander screen, there's a few more things you will be able to see today. And we'll be discussing a bit further about this change. This is a massive change in terms of modernizing the gaming experience, the feel of the game. But I'd like to reiterate again, even if we said it quite a few times, it is not going to change how the battles are looking. What you're looking at right now, the fights, they will look exactly the same. There's no changes there. On the longer run, you might see some changes there, but those would be to the avatars or those things. But the mechanics behind the fights and the split screen and those things, we have no intention to ever change that because that's really the core of what makes Battle Legion Battle Legion. But that being said, we have quite a few things we are changing with this new version. And the point for us to have a new version was mostly because it's going to make the game a bit more modern and a bit more attractive to newer players. And at the same time, it's also going to revive it for slightly older players, which is always good to have from time to time on the game. I can also say that some of the art assets of the game will be changed. So you can expect, for example, a new app icon to come up. The one that you have right now for Battle Legion has been there for quite some time now. The new one, I saw it. I think it looks dope. Um, yeah, really, all I can say is that to me, it reminded me of one of my teenagers' years and favorite bands from when I was a teenager, which would have been the band The Offspring. And yeah, it reminded me a bit of that. So yeah, I hope you will enjoy it, but I'm quite sure you will because it looks quite cool. So there are elements like this, like maybe the screenshots on the app pages, etc., that will be changed as well. All of that will give kind of a newer look to the game. But it's not only about the looks. As I was saying the last time, the battle reports is something new that was long overdue, long requested by players, and it's finally coming into the game. As a reminder, each time you end a fight, just like right now, you will be able to click on a button, see a battle report that includes um, pretty much all of the stats that are easy to gather from the battle. So you will have the list of units that you used, list of units that your opponent used. You will be able to see more clearly the levels. You will be able to see how many units they killed, how many HP they lost, how many heal they had, or whatever their ability is. You will be able to see how much they were able to use that. So there's quite a lot of things you will be able to see there, and that will be quite cool. The other thing that is coming with this UI change, as I was saying, is going to be the commanders. Commanders, um, the commanders are a brand new feature for the game because so it came from this observation that when you launch the game for the first time, you are placed in the foot of a commander. That's why we always refer to you guys as commanders when we communicate with you. So you're the commander of your legion. That's pretty much what Battle Legion is about, right? You have your legion that you're leading to victory. And so far, the only way your commander was visible, so to say, was just your avatar. But your avatar is more a reflection of you as a player than it would be an actual commander. And so we realized that when we did some tests with people that don't know about the game, they were expecting to be able to be a commander in the game. And so that's one thing we wanted to implement. Also, because it allows us going forward to develop new bonuses linked to being to the commanders. so buffs and debuffs and those kind of things. It will also allow us to um, offer brand new type of cosmetics, because so far the cosmetics we could use were, the battlefields, the portraits, but the most successful ones are obviously the skins for your units. Now we will be able, if we want to, on the longer run, to also offer skins for your commander, which will be a bit more exciting because the commanders, as you will see in, well, pretty much 2 minutes, I would say, from now, the commanders are way more detailed because they are bigger on the screen. So you will be able to see the details of the skins that you would purchase a lot more. We could even think of having those commanders use equipments. We don't want to do that for units because with the groups of units that you have, etc., it would be a mess. But on the commanders, instead of having like a power stone for your commander, you could have an actual, staff of thunderbolts or whatever that could be. So there are things we can think about specifically thanks to the commander that we would not be able to do without that. Okay, we still have one player left, which is faceless. And it's quite funny because today we started with a mushroom before the first nickname, and we end with faceless mushroom. So we close with mushroom. It was a mushroom day for the easy fight night. Sorry, just making sure I'm still hydrated because my voice is still not at its best right now. This winter has been pretty harsh over here in Europe in terms of viruses and all of that. As you know, there's been a couple of fight nights that I had to delay because of those kind of things. And so even though now I can spend the time we need for the stream without having any problems speaking, and my voice is not breaking up or whatever, I can still feel that it's not as good as it used to be just a few months back. So I hope by the time the summer hits, we'll be back in full force. Okay. Without further ado, let's basically go with the commander screen. So guys, I'm going to share with you the commander screen in just a second. It's going to be a short video. I will be talking over that so that you have an understanding of what is going on. It's a short 30-second-ish video, so I will restart it a few times if we want for us to be able to see what's going on. So yeah, let's just get going. So this is the commander screen. What we mean by this is that this is what you will land on when you launch the game. And there's quite a few things that are different from what you're used to, because you can see that you can see your events, you can see a lot of things. I will comment on what you're seeing right now, which is the commander selection, just a bit after that. But on this main screen, what you can see is that you have events on the left, news. You will have also new offers that are coming in. All of those things will be popping up on the left side. Let me just re-switch back on, yeah, so that you guys can see it a second time. So yeah, on the left side you have all your events, your news. As you can see right now in this version, it's still not perfectly working because you have events that are there, but you also have the only for you section, which is also an event. It should be over there. The bottom one should be for offers that you will actually receive. Everything else pretty standard, except that you have your commander in the middle of the screen, obviously. So you have been seeing, thanks to this video, two different commanders. we will be launching with 3 different commanders. As I explained already a few times, the commanders for now, they're just a cosmetic choice for you. There's nothing attached to it because we needed the feature to be in there before we can expand on it. The second element is that the commanders and their design, they're supposed to be still matching units in game. So it's important for us that the commander still looks like a unit that could be on the battlefield. So we based it on some of the most iconic units that you unlock early in the game. On the longer run, we'll have more commanders with different styles, etc. I will put back the video one more time. Sorry for the black screen, and then we'll discuss over the hardcore fight. The other thing that is important is that when you launch the game, you arrive here, you have all your news, all of that is there, and you have this selection button if you want that allows you to pick your commander. Right now, as I said, it's just a cosmetic thing. On the longer run, it will allow you to do more stuff. You still have your cards on the bottom that are going to fill up, and you have the icons to claim your XP, your gold, or watch videos, etc. And some of you might be wondering, wait, where are my my refill, my token refill for the auto spins? They are, I'm going to show you the video one more time. They are basically in the fight button. We didn't want to have too many icons displayed on the screen because it does a lot. So basically when you click on the fight button in there, you're going directly to PvP the way you're used to, and you will have the screen that you're used to there, and there you will be able to see 3 icons that are already there on the screen, plus the auto spin token ones that is really related to PvP anyway, so that's why it's strictly in the PvP mode. You will also be able, from that panel you've just seen, to go into the game mob hub that we referred to the last time. So that will be one way you have to directly go to you will be able to go directly to the game hub and pick the mode that you want to play in. We were also displaying in the video how the currencies are going to be displayed. That was one big thing for us because we have quite a few currencies we've been adding in the past year. And so it was important for us to make sure we could display properly as well all of the currencies you have. What I was saying earlier is that when you click on the PvP button of this commander screen, you will still end up here and you will have your access to the tokens and all of this. Basically, all of it will still be there. So the main difference ultimately with the commander screen is that when you launch the game, instead of being on the PvP mode, but you don't really know what are the events that are going on, what are the news, and you only see it via a pop-up that is a bit invasive, and then you get this, which can be cool, but might not be what you want to do right now. Now what will happen is you will launch, you will be on the commander screen, where you can see your commander, but mostly you will see all of the news and all of the elements like this. And then you can click on fight, you go directly to PvP, or you can click on the icon that will lead you to all the game modes, all of them being in the same spot, which is this village that I showed you a few weeks back. For those that are wondering, what is going on there, just letting you know that we will be giving a summary of all of that very soon, because I will be granting, sharing these details with the players that don't know about it via Discord, Facebook, Reddit, and all of that. So that's pretty much what I can tell you about the commander screen, except if you have other questions, we can go into that. But for the time being, we are going to start the fight night for the advanced and hardcore mode. And yeah, everything is live, everything is ready, so we can go ahead. We have Nicolas first, then we will have Skarsgård, Dead Ripping Hood, Wayland, Scizop, Rune, Reaper86, Gamer, Amir, The Hack, Admiral, Shelius, Steiny, Fatal Farm, Not Free, Gostin, Gorka Morka, Destroyer, Foreign, and I'm not gonna do the full list, but you get the idea. So yeah, a couple of things to add regarding the commanders. As I was saying at the beginning, it will be just a choice that you have. There's no bonuses yet. On the long run, there will be buffs added to the commanders. It's not clear yet if each commander will have a buff and that's it, or if it's going to be a progression system where kind of like a skill tree for your commander that you can increase and work on. And this way you can make different commanders have different, well, the different commanders would have access to different skills, and you can you kind of enforce players to pick a commander that they want depending on what they want to achieve. So that's something that is yet to be defined. But the other thing that was very important for us is that we made sure that our commanders are fitting with the game style. But also, some of you might feel like, oh, they are not too shiny or that crazily good looking, right? The reason for this is because, as I said, we want to introduce skins for your commanders. So those commanders, they have to look good, but we cannot make them look so over the top that basically there's nothing we can add to it. So the idea here is that you kind of get your regular commander, and then you will make it, you will have the rare and the super rare and crazily over the top kind of designs coming as we get going. And we will also, as I said, probably release more commanders than just the three we're thinking at for now. Well, the three that we will release, but that's basically something that will come afterwards. So yeah, that's pretty much what I could tell you about the commander screen at the moment. And when you add that to the different elements we already shared, that gives you more of an idea of why this has been worked on for so long and why it's such a big feature and a big release for us. In terms of timing, the aim at the moment is that by mid-April, we want to have it released. So the full package, new UI with the commanders, the battle reports, and all of this should be part of the release. That's what we're looking at. And for now, the time frame is middle of April. We are still in the testing phase. So if there were a lot of issues with tests, we might need to postpone it a little. But by the look of it so far, we should be good to go with the middle of April. Also, a reminder that at least at the beginning, you will be able to pick between the old and the new UI via the menu, the settings, most likely, just for you to get used to the new UI. And we are also making this option because if once we release it, we realize there's a bug that we didn't spot or whatever, then no one is blocked. You can move back to the old UI until we get things sorted. So it's kind of a security as well for us. And then going forward, we will then slowly take out this option to move back to the old UI. The main reason for it also, for this specific option that we would take away, simply that anytime we want to add something to the game, we'll have to make it fit for the two different UIs. So it's okay to do that for a little while the time to make sure everything is working fine, the time for you guys to get used to it, the time as well to tell us if there's anything that is really too bothering, anything that doesn't work the way it should, or any legit concern about this new UI. We'll have the time to adapt it. But once this period is gone, then we would be in a situation where you cannot move back to the old UI and we focus on the new one. So that's the main things I could share for now about the new UI. There are still a few things you didn't see. The shop will be completely different. It's still being worked on a few details, so I didn't want to show that today. In case we are not ready with the deploy when we have the next fight night, because the next fight night will be on the 9th of April. So it is likely that it's not going to be released by then. So it is possible at this point that on the 9th, I would show how the store is going to look like and a few other things. Like by then, I should be able to show you how the battle reports are looking now that they're polished. I will be able to show you ideally the third commander and a few things like that. One thing I also didn't mention regarding the commander, the commander screen, the scene that you are seeing in the background, this will be also something that will change. At the moment, it's unclear whether we are going to change it kind of, with every era, we would have a new one that fits the current era. That's the plan as we speak. But going forward, it might also be something where, we might offer different backgrounds for, end of the year celebration or Chinese New Year or St. Patrick's Day or whatever that could be. We could have also a specific design for that. At the moment, it's not planned for you guys to be able to change manually back design there, but maybe that could be something at one point in the future. At the moment, the way it's looking at, it's that the design will just be a design we apply to everyone, and that is going to change regularly. The main reason is that if you've played any games that have those changes in their background of the main screen, it always have a bit of an impact because you kind of get some novelty and new things to look at, and that's pretty much what will be happening if we do it the way we are intending to. If we were to go in the direction of saying no, we are gonna allow players to change it whenever they want, we also have the risk that some players will pretty much never change it, and for them the game design will be pretty stale after a while and a bit bland. So it looks better from our perspective if we are changing it regularly. But that's one thing we will still have to check side based on the feedback you guys will provide us as well, and how the release will go. So yeah, that's pretty much what I could tell you guys about the commander screen. Okay, guys, I don't know if you have any other questions, anything you guys would like to ask. Otherwise, on my side, there's a few things I can still get into, but just wanted to check, making sure that you guys have the time to answer to ask any questions you may have. We have a lot of time still today. We're only like what 19 players in, I think. Yeah, pretty much 19 players in out of 87. So we have the time today for quite a lot of questions in case any of you um, have any at the moment. So I take that as a no. unless there's something that doesn't work with the chat, but I don't think that's the case. So it seems like we should be getting forwards overall. So yeah, uh, wait just a second. Sorry, yeah, I was not. I was looking at a page that was a bit stuck in the past on YouTube, so that looked a bit off. Okay, so yeah, we showed you the commander screen. We showed you um, the how do we call this? The battle reports and um, the new battle, the new game mode hub, so to say. And we also discussed the other day um, about all the changes that are related to this UI. But it's important to remember that this is not the only change we're looking at, obviously. So, all of the other things that are supposed to come quite soon now for the game, the main focus, as soon as this is released, as soon as the UI change is released, the main focus will be on bringing a clan versus clan event. We've talked about it a few times already. We have a few concepts that we've been toying with, and now we pretty much have a definitive candidate. I cannot say too much about it yet on what direction we are going with, but that will come pretty soon at this point. So that's kind of good news for you guys. It will still take some time before this feature gets released, but it's gonna be the next big thing and the next focus for the team. That's definitely a big thing for us. The other thing that will be coming quite soon, and actually this coming weekend, is going to be the Eternite extravaganza. Sorry, I was looking for my words there a little. So yeah, a lot of you have been asking about that forever. So there will be an Eternite extravaganza coming this weekend. There will be some brand new skins also available for gems. Oh, not necessarily brand new, but skins that so far were not available outside of a few specific offers or specific timing. So you will have your chance to get access to skins you didn't have access to before, and to use up as well your Eternite to get whatever skins you're still lacking from the Eternite wardrobe. So yeah, I hope that this will be something you guys will enjoy, because I know how much it was requested to get finally the Eternite extravaganza back. Kind of happy that it is happening. We will probably stick to having it a couple of times a year, 2, 3 times a year max, because it seems like it's the time needed by most players to actually stock up Eternite enough that it makes sense um, to run it. We know that a lot of the older players have a lot of Eternite going simply because they don't have that many skins they need from the Eternite wardrobes anymore. So they use less of their Eternite or less often, and they basically wait for the Eternite extravaganza or for a moment where it makes sense. And it's fully understandable. But if we were to run it too often, then it's the newer players that would basically don't have the time to stack up at all on Eternite, and they would basically feel forced to buy Eternite if they don't want to miss out on the opportunity. So it's we need to keep the balance there. And so far, it seems like a couple of times a year is the best time frame. On the longer run, we'll see if it's um, if Eternite is piling up again, we will run it for sure. But that's more than likely what you will be seeing there for now. So just a second. Okay, so we are on Scar at the moment. After Scar, we'll have Sam, AC 515, 516, sorry. We have Swarm, Shiver, St. John. Seems like pretty much all the nicknames starting with S got all bundled in the next few rounds. It's kind of surprising. Also, I think I've never seen this portrait that Sam is using right now. I don't remember seeing this one before. A bit. I'm trying to watch to see how it looks on my device actually to look at it a bit more. It's scary. I'm not sure I like it. I think this one is not to my taste. I don't like it. As I was saying earlier, please make sure to let us know as well what you guys think of this new battlefield, because it's something, as I said earlier, it's really out there. It's really different from any battlefield we've had for the game so far. Um, and we were a bit hesitant initially because, making something space related, it seems a bit far fetched for Battle Legend, but at the same time, we felt like it could look very cool. So we wanted to see what would be the reaction. So we'll see how you guys are enjoying this. The thing is, if we get some positive feedback about this, that opens up a lot of possibility for other battlefields that look a bit less like an actual battlefield, because there are already way enough battlefields that look pretty um, realistic, so to say. I mean, of course, realistic within the realm of Battle Legion. Uh, but yeah, in case you're interested in those kind of battlefields, a bit more out there, etc., we will probably be offering a bit more of those going forward. And yeah, very eager to hear what you guys think about those ones. Okay, so then I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I forgot to mention to you guys in terms of what's coming next or what's coming rather soon at this point. But I cannot think of much new things coming in. Um, Again, our focus is so much on the new UI that we have to focus on that. Oh well, a couple of things I could share regarding balancing. We are still working on a displacer nerf. It seems very likely that for the displacer, we will mostly make other units more immune to teleport. At the moment, that's the main thing that is looked into. But outside of that, there are also other balancing changes that are coming, especially to second attunements of artifacts. There are a few artifacts that should get a better second attunements than what they had so far. And that was something we announced we would do quite early on when we did the change to the artifact. But now I can say that this is coming, most likely already with the next season. But it depends on if we have the time to check everything there. But yeah, we'll see if we are able to do it for the next season. Another point related to artifacts, I know a lot of you are waiting for that. We are still working out ways to get um, artifact shards back to people that used their artifact shards and prismatic fragments to level up artifacts from level 5 to 6 before we reduced the requirements. We have the list of players that are impacted. The problem at the moment is that we still need to manually go through every single one of them to check if they properly indeed upgraded their artifacts from level 5 to 6 after the before the change, sorry, and not after. So that's the fine point we still are figuring out right now with the data accesses that we have. Since it's not something we usually track, we kind of need to work our way through the data to find it out. And then those players will receive a package of random artifact shards, just like it would happen in Global Reds, not a Global Red, a Clan Red boss, sorry. So something random. And the quantity should match roughly what they had to spend. So that's one thing that all of those guys will receive as a compensation for, being a bit early adopters of the new currency and being able to update before anything else could. So yeah, just making sure you guys know that this is not forgotten. This is still happening, and hopefully by the end of this week we can communicate about it. And early next week, I'm quite sure we'll get the compensation out for that. Okay, so we are pretty much halfway through the fight nights for now. Next player will be. Where are you? Where are you? Oh yeah, we'll have Pataglu, King Elric, Mr. Leatherface, the DDoS, Aniviper, 2IQ, White Hat, Crashly. So yeah, we have quite a few coming. Um, as I was saying, we still have quite a way to go. I'm trying to see if we have any first-time joiners in this category this week, but I don't think so. I can still see that we have Kutu that only participated 3 times. That is there. Everyone else has been participating quite a few times. We had Aaron just a bit before. We had the second account of Destroyer that was also rather new to the whole system, but everyone else seems to be pretty used to. I'm also trying to see who would be the player with the highest number of participation in this round. Um, I think it's gonna be Aniviper again, probably, right? So far, that's Aniviper. Aniviper with how much did I say? 128 participations in fight nights in general, uh, and a ratio is 82 victories. Where was it? Where are you? 82 victories, 2 draws, 30 defeats, and it's a bit weird because it doesn't add up in terms of number, but that's what is shared with me. I'm trying to recheck, but yeah, there's probably a few that were not counted. I think it's the ones that happened in the very early days. Or the other option is that some of them did not happen because you only received the reward without the fight taking place. I know that this happened to a few fight night before I joined or before the tool was fully working as well. So that might be the reason. And of course, since we're talking about Aniviper, that's when she's showing up to destroy me. Also, since I didn't inform you about that, guys, once the compensation for the artifacts will be out, it is very likely that for the hardcore and advanced mode, I will level up my artifacts to level 6. Because, well, some of you guys are already there. A lot of you, actually, that I'm fighting today, or at least have one of their artifacts one of the artifacts to level 6, which means you have one attunement more than I do. That's unacceptable. So I need to get to that point as well. I will level up the artifacts to level 6 more than likely, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes from there. I will probably not level up the legendary artifacts, right? Only the first one, then in a couple of weeks, couple of months, maybe the second one, and yeah, for the third one, I'll probably wait a fair bit because yeah, that would be unfair to do it before anyone else does. So we'll wait a bit. And we are now fighting White Hat. Well, fighting White Hat. It's more White Hat that was fighting us because he completely crushed us, and my winning rate is amongst the worst I've ever had, I think, in a fight night on this one. But yeah, it's my fault. I changed the army setup from the past events without necessarily taking inspiration from um, existing top armies this time around. Just wanted to switch it up a little, but yeah, I don't think I did a really great job there. So then we'll have Backdoor, Karun, Rosario, Luis, Putu, Zuriel, Guinela, FedEx, ESK, Troran, Small, 007. We see the same usual faces in there. So yeah, well, we'll see. I hope that by the end of this fight night, I can at least make my winning rate go a bit higher than what it currently is. Okay, I don't need it to be super good, but yeah, below 10% is unacceptable. I need to work on that. Oh wow, the screen is super blurry on my end. Let me restart. Okay, now it did look good for a second, but it doesn't right now. I hope that it's looking okay on your side and it's not too blurry because my side it's super blurry. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to check if my my camera and screen and all of that is this blurry for you guys, or if it's just me because right now it's absolutely terrible on my end. But it seems to be um, just on the video. Let me see if I only keep one of those. Is it looking any better? Yeah, okay. Now I refreshed it and it looks okay. So I guess it's okay overall. It's just the performance that made it look a bit terrible for a while. Let's close this as well. It might help a little. But yeah, in terms of from the stats that I can see of the stream quality, we should still be good. But it's worth keeping an eye on from time to time. So right now we have my friend Putu going on, and we still have about 30 players to go now. Once again, if you have questions about the commander screen and what we shared today, do not hesitate to ask. We will be sharing the video or timestamp more than likely to the video, to the stream around the moment the commander screen is explained. We'll share that in Discord, Reddit, Facebook. The idea is to get people to be aware that this is what we're working on, this is what's going on, and yeah, generate a bit of hype, get people excited about this. Can't wait to hear your feedback as well on the comment screen and what you thought about that. For anyone joining us now, you can look back probably 30 minutes ago. You will be able to see the comment screen 30 to 40 maybe now, 35 minutes ago, I would say. Let me see if I can pinpoint when this happens. Okay, so yeah, it seems that it happens after 15 minutes. So yeah, 35 minutes ago, you should be able to see what was happening with the command screen, with the new UI, get a refresher of everything that will be included in there. And yeah, I hope you will enjoy what you will be seeing there, and can't wait to get your feedback ready. I realize that I still haven't played with the Scorpio unit at all in the game. That's a unit I really didn't pay much attention to since I was seeing FedEx using it. That's something I would need to get my hands on. And I would like to see if there's any way to associate it with the Mantis, because I just figured that going, Scorpio and Mantis, if we can make it work, it just would look super badass. So let's see how it will go. Um, oh, we were talking about balancing earlier today, where I was saying that the second attunements of a few artifacts are going to be buffed a little. Um, I would like to also mention that we will be buffing some units that are very rarely used by players of very low winning rate either, and we'll buff them in the coming seasons. So do not be surprised if you see uh, a bit more changes than usual. Hey Scar, yeah, actually we talked a bit about the displacer being nerfed. So far for the coming seasons, the most likely is that you will see more units being immune to the displacer. That will be the first thing you will see, because we tried to nerf it, and the problem is whatever we try, it really gets useless super quickly, and it's hard to scale it up, meaning that if we make a change that is too tiny, then it will only be relevant at high levels of the unit. But then at the same time, it means for all the people that are facing it at lower levels, they would still face the same issues as right now. So we don't have a lot of margin to rework it. That's why we are mostly focusing on bringing immunity to teleport to a lot of players. Oh, here we go. Aldor, I'm pretty sure that this was not meant to be you joining us in this stream. And you've been participating 25 times. You lost 25 times. I am 99% sure that this is actually a player that is regularly misspelling their player tags. So be careful about that. Just checking right now. Yeah, this account didn't log in since 2020. So that means for a super long time, you have this account that simply keeps being thrown in the fight night because someone is mistyping their player tag. So be super careful to not wrongly tag your player account when you register. Scar, by the way, I don't know if you've seen yet everything we're sharing about the commander screen. and the new UI design. If you want to check it, it's roughly 15 minutes into the stream. So yeah, just go back there. There's probably like 5 minutes if you want to check it and share some feedback with us. We would love to hear about it. Roots have been basically sent to the void, never be seen again. Yeah, sure. That's understandable. I feel like we will be giving the teleport immunity to more units, and it's gonna be the biggest impact. That should make Displacer a bit less powerful. But yeah, we'll see about that. And indeed, you can catch up on the balance on the commander screen. Just don't spend too long because we will be done probably, yeah, in less than 20 minutes now. I would say probably 15 minutes. We should be done with the fight night because we have 18 accounts to go. Even with my victory on Aldor, I'm still only at 15%. It's bad, but it's not as bad as it was 10 minutes ago. Please do not let me down too much. Oh, actually, that makes me realize on the new UI, we have another surprise for you in the PvP screen. So when you get to the commander screen, you click on fight, you get to the PvP screen. The PvP screen will show you um, the usual icons to get your um, auto spin tokens and those kind of things. But it will also show you all time stats. I think Shelios, since I see you joining the chat, hi Shelios, I'm sure you will love that. The new PvP screen, which is the same as what you're doing, except that a few things are placed a tiny bit differently. This screen will show you your all-time stats, meaning you will be able to see your all-time number of victory, your all-time number of losses. You will be able to see as well your all-time ratio of victory, and you will be able to see no, actually, I don't think you will see your losses. You will see your total number of victory, total ratio of victory, and you will be able to see your maximum streak of victories in a row. The reason for this and the reason why I was thinking about this is because you know that under your avatar you have your percentage of victories, but that's just based on, if I remember correctly, that's the last 20 fights. But it's a really small amount of fights. Now, with the new UI, you will be able to see the all-time victory count, all-time ratio of winning, and all-time highest streak number you ever had. So that's a small thing, but I completely forgot to mention it earlier. So I hope you will enjoy having access to that as well. I know a lot of you guys wanted to get more data about your accounts, so that's a nice to have. Yeah, I knew Shelius when it's funny that you joined the chat right when I was about to mention that because I directly thought it was going to be something you would enjoy. Also, you were saying that another problem with Displacer is that it gets the overtime buff. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good one. I can check with the team if they can actually remove the overtime buff as they did for the catapult. That might be a very good idea indeed, because it's true that in overtime it gets incredibly powerful. Um, Yeah, that's a very good suggestion. I'll definitely bring that up to the team. Maybe that I don't think we tried that, so it might be another way to do it. Indeed. So yeah, that's definitely something I'm gonna look into with the team. Um, what about you, by the way, Shadius? Did you manage to watch what we were showing about the commander screen and the new UI? It's roughly 15 minutes into the stream. There's like 5 minutes where we show stuffs and a lot of time where it's just me talking about it. Oh, and yeah, in case you didn't see it, just for the end of the fight night, we have a friend coming in. Yeah, it's been a long time since he was in the stream, I think. But yeah, you know how he is. He likes to say hi from time to time. He doesn't like to be on my lap, but hey, that's what you get when you come in and disturb me when I'm streaming. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna let him go and live his life, but I'm sure he's gonna stay by because that's pretty much how he usually is. So yes, yeah, you're saying that you watched it and you like the looks of it for the commanders. That's super cool. I'm glad you enjoy it. I think a lot of people will like the way it looks. And yeah, for the immunity for the units and no overtime buff for displacer, that might be the good combination to go indeed. Are the different commanders you pick going to give you buffs? Uh, yes, but not yet. So right now we just want the mechanic to be in, and in the later stage we will be adding buffs. The one point with buffs is that we do not know yet, or there's no final call on whether we're going to do it fully as just a basic buff, and in which case you need to collect ton of different numbers of commanders to have tons of different type of buffs, or if we're going to go in a way that you have a smaller amount of commanders but they have buffs that you can upgrade and level up, and potentially you have to pick, like a skill tree. You can go in one direction but not in another. So that means all of your commanders would be super specifically tailored to your gameplay, and that might mean you don't get as many commanders, but the ones you get are a bit more important. So that's something we're still looking into. But yeah, buffs related to commanders are definitely something we want to do. Sky, you're saying you're still catching up and listening at 2.5 speed. Yeah, the music at that speed was brilliant. I can imagine. Yes. I hope, by the way, that it wasn't too loud because I cannot hear it on my side. I couldn't hear it, so I hope it wasn't too loud. If that's the case, please let me know, and I will adjust it for future iterations. Uh, I think that my voice in 2.5 speed is probably quite annoying as well. Oh, it was pretty loud. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know because on my side it was showing as pretty quiet, so that's important. No, indeed. Trying to see. Sorry, just didn't meant to change it back right now, but that's definitely something I will have to check going forward. It's one of the problems when you integrate videos, pre-made videos to OBS, and then during the stream, it's just that you don't have as much control with it that you have with an actual stream flow. So yeah, it's one thing I need to look a bit further into and fine tune. But that's good to know. I will definitely keep that in mind. Okay, let's see where we stand because we're getting to the end of the stream already. We have like 3 players to go. But that being said, if you guys have any further questions regarding the commander screen and how it's gonna work, etc., you can still ask some questions. That's perfectly fine. We can take some more time to talk about it. Otherwise, we'll end it when we are done. But yeah, let me know what you guys prefer. So what's my score? 14%. Come on, I need to remain above 10. Yes, thanks. That made it work. I should be able to stay above. Yeah, so we have Devastator, which is the last player for the day. I should be able to stay above the, maybe even above the 20% winning rate for the last 20 games. It's still not good. Still not good, but at least not as bad as earlier when I ended up at 5%. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we end up on a loss, which I kind of expected, to be honest. So yeah, I close up at 20%. You know what? I'm gonna be fine with that. I'm not gonna complain too much. Um, okay, so let me see if I have a, now that we're done with the fight nights. Uh, um, mhm. I will need to see if I have a way to, yeah, I will need to see separately if I have a way to lower the music for the video. Otherwise, if I put it back in right now to try to change it, it will put back the super loud noise. So there's no point into this. Anyway, let's close this fight night. Let's grant everyone their rewards. There we go. So guys, I just need to thank you for the time we spent together today. A few of you caught up a bit late, but yeah, that that was still rather fun, especially exciting for me to show you a lot of new stuffs. Shilias, you're saying that, yeah, a tip making these armies don't use Swarm when Supercharge is available. Yeah, as I was saying earlier today, I didn't change the army much, um, ex- even though with the new era I probably should have, so that's on me for sure. Scar, you're saying that you're very much looking forward to the skills tree, oh my god, skill tree aspect to the commanders and add extra variables to each person's build's army. Um, you could have basically the same army but taken a different route on the skill tree that may give you an advantage against them. Yeah, that's the idea. I do not know yet if it's gonna be an actual skill tree or if it's gonna be more of a boost system, like a buff system that is more classic. Another option would be to have something similar to Power Stones in the way they work, but that would be items. So like you have a sword, you have a shield, you have those kind of things, and you can gain them or uh, buy a pack for small amounts of gems, like you do for the power stones, and they would be scaling up with each season of the era. That's also something we could think about because then that would allow you to kind of rebuild your commander with every single era. So there are different things we can think about. I do not know yet what it will be, but buffs for the commanders are definitely something we want to add. I think the one bit that we also need to be cautious about is linked to what we want the other um, buffs we will add to the game to be. If we add, for example, a fourth slot to artifacts with artifacts that are solely about defense, as it's one thing that was looked into at one point, making sure that the defensive artifacts are never as strong as the offensive ones, obviously, but that might also be something that could interact a bit too much with the commander one. So we have to be cautious about that. There are different aspects to look into, but we will definitely try to have buffs related to commanders. Now that the commanders is there, it's the easiest way anyway to get new buffs implemented in the game and to make the commanders attractive and sexy. So that's definitely what we're gonna be looking at. I think you guys also recognized the units that we based the commanders on so far for the two main ones. It's no big surprise. I can tell you that, well, no, I'm not even going to tell you what the third one is based on. You will see it quite soon. But yeah, kind of happy with the feedback you guys shared. We'll be sharing that with everyone tomorrow on all platforms. Hopefully, we'll get even more feedback and we can get everyone excited about this. Thank you again for joining us for this fight night today. Yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Probably on that stream, we'll talk about, well, I will show you some more elements that you didn't see so far, like the all time stats in the PvP screen. The new shop should be ready to be shared as well by then. The new in-game shop, I mean. So yeah, there will be a few things that should be ready and will be looking good by then. Again, guys, thank you very much for joining us on this fight night. Have a wonderful evening or afternoon, depending on where you are from. And yeah, we'll talk to each other in a couple of weeks. Bye.